Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card I have to share with you. I hope you like it. It's this lovely sparkly snowflake Christmas card, and this is all hand stamped here, and then I've got a little bit of designer series paper down the side here, and this is a speciality paper, Snowflake Magic, and it's absolutely gorgeous foiling. I absolutely love it. So pretty. So I love this card, so I'm going to make another one here today with you. So I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And I'll show you the stamp we're going to use, stamp set, one of them at least to start off with, and a Sparkling Snowflakes. And we're basically using a variety of these snowflake images here, as you can see. And it's a two-step stamp, so you can stamp in the darker and then add detail with the lighter, but we're not going to do that today. And the colours I'm going to use today are Pretty Peacock on Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to start off, I think, this time with my Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. So let's ink this up nicely. Just tap, 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 tap. And then I'm going to start off right in the centre. Why not? And then just going to add in some colour, randomly stamping. I think that's enough of that one. And I'm going to bring in my simple chamois here. I'm just going to keep it next to me so I can clean my stamps as we go along. So take that one off the block. I'm going to put this back here. And then what shall we use next? Let's use this one here. But let's stamp, I think, in some Pretty Peacock. So, oops, ink this up nicely. It's a bit difficult to see, my block needs to be cleaned. I'm just basically sort of going around, filling in areas. That didn't stamp very well. See if I can rectify that. You can see through your stamp, so you should be able to rectify it. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of this. Give it a good clean. And then I'm going to go in with a smaller one, I think. This one here. I'm going to stick with my colour for a while. I just want this pattern in one more area. Yeah, that will do. It was just a little bit. Actually, changed my mind. A little bit more there as well. Okay, I think that's going to be it from this set. Give it a good clean. So I'm going to close that up, and then I'm going to bring in the next set. And this is called Barely Cute, and I want it for this tiny little snowflake here. So you can mix and match your stamp sets. So let's go back to some Lost Lagoon. I'm just going to fill in with a few pieces here. I think we're pretty much there with that. Okay, get rid of that one. And then last but not least, there's a smaller little snowflake here, so we're going to use that one too, why not? I'm going to just stick with my Lost Lagoon and fill in a few gaps. That will do. Okay, so give that as clean up as well, and then let's close these up, set that aside for a second, move these sets out the way, and then I'm going to bring in my sentiment, which is from this set, Celebrate with Tags. It's a Merry Christmas. So let's bring in a block, roughly speaking. I'm going to stamp again in Pretty Peacock ink, and I'm going to get a spare piece of scrap basic white. Not happy with that. Let's try again. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so give this also a little clean up. Make sure it squeaks. And then let's clear these sticks so we have a little bit of space to work. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the rest of our bits, and trimmer was needed so we can trim out our sentiment. Save that piece where I've made the mistake because I can use the back of it, no problems. It's one of the great things about cardstock, it has two sides, so if you muck up on one side you have a second chance on the other. Very, very useful. Okay, maybe a little bit more off here. Off the base. That will do, otherwise we're going to just go around in circles. Okay, and then I've got a piece here, scrap of Pretty Peacock cardstock. And we're just going to use this to layer our card on. So let's do that. Just like that. And then some scissors. I'm just going to cut this out. Yeah, that will do. So let's move all of these bits aside. We're finished with those. So our card base, let's bring in our card base. Our card base is Pretty Peacock. It's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then we're going to put here a piece of basic white cardstock on the inside, and this also measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. But all these measurements will be on the blog post on my website alongside the supply list, and you can find all of that information in the description box below. So now we're starting to assemble our front of our card, and we're going to stick down this lovely piece of designer series paper to another piece of basic white here. And I'm just going to bring in my silicone mat in the hope that I can contain the glue. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut off the excess. There we go, like that. And then we're going to bring in our panel here, and we're going to decide how far we want this to be. So we're going to put glue on the back of this. And then we're going to decide how much of our pretty paper we want to show. That should be fine for me. And then we can just cut off this overhang here. Like that. Okay. And now we're ready to stick this whole panel down onto our card base. Okay. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. There we are. Just get that out the way. Remove my scissors. So now I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. So let's get some of these. Get rid of all those awful backings. I hate the backings. Love dimensionals, hate the backings. I'm going to put my sentiment down. There we go. Merry Christmas. Lovely. Now, finishing touches are going to be these glorious adhesive backed glitter sequins, and we're going to add some here and there. So I'm going to add some of this bluey one to the centres of our snowflakes where I want. That will do. And I'm going to add some of these. And I feel this just gives it something. It really gives it that extra sparkle it needs. Trying to think where I want this last one to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd like it to be, let's do it there, 7. Okay, so get rid of that. Bring back any other one. So they're the two cards. So I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. As I said, all the information you could want is in the description box below, alongside all my social media links, etc. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.